Hi everybody, welcome to H3 Tundra Talk. I'm Aaron Wagner, and this is my good friend Brandon Rooker. We've talked a lot about some Wisconsin sports teams today, draft stuff. I recently got done with the Tim Tebow debate. We're going to talk about LeBron James here, and it's one of the few things we actually disagree about. So, with this, I'd like to hand over to Brandon to hear what he's got to say about King James.
LeBron James is a great player, fantastic player. He's also a first-class jackass. He should not have turned his back on Cleveland. He walked out. Rightfully, people burned Jersey in the streets. They should have had a televised event to unite the entire state, where they just bashed LeBron James. I think it would have been great. Fact of the matter is, he's a great player, but he's not one of the all-time greats. At least not right now. It could change. When you have Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on your team, and you don't win a championship, not only that, you're the reason why you didn't win a championship. That takes you out of the discussion. Aaron, what do you have to say about that?
Just going to get a few things out of the way. A, I'm a LeBron fan. But B, I can keep a level head. I think when he calls himself King James, a little premature. We'd like to see him
He hasn't
win.
earned a crown yet. He's not even a duke.
Correct.
It's true.
That being said, another thing. People say he's not clutch. Some players just aren't. Not all great players are clutch. Come up big.
Whoa. Time out. Isn't that one of the qualifications that makes you a great player, is that you can win games when you can?
Depends what your version of clutch is.
What's your version of clutch?
Creating a play at the end of the game.
Does your team win?
Yes.
Okay, then I agree with you on that.
Whether it's a pass or a shot.
True.
We found out that LeBron, maybe he doesn't have the mentally to
To shoot and win it?
to shoot and win it, but
Okay,
he's
well,
able
then
to
make
create.
the pass to Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
All
but-
due respect, that would make Wade, I think, a better player than James if he's the one who's hitting the shot at the
So
end of the
so
game.
because so let me get this straight, right? Okay, LeBron. Let's start this season. LeBron had like a 35-point game. Wade had
in the
Wade
regular
had
season.
Wade had an 8-point game. Dwayne
Yeah.
Wade hit the last game-winning shot, 10 points. So
Okay.
because of that, Wade had the better game.
Yeah.
Because he hit one shot at the end of the game.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna come at you with a different story that's the exact same thing.
Oh, I still want to come back at you. We'll get there later. Go.
No, okay. No, my thing is this. Let's talk about playoffs. Let's look at the NFL playoffs. Okay. Let's say you have.
Talking NBA here.
No. This
Oh.
makes sense. Just listen to me.
Just saying.
Let's say you have a team that's 14-2, and then you have a team that's 10-6, just squeaks into the playoffs. These teams play in, let's say, the AFC or NFC championship game, and the team that's 10-6 beats the team that's 14-2. Which team's better? That year, which team's better?
That team that's better.
Yeah, which team's better?
Team that won.
Exactly. So if Wade can score 10 points, even if it's 25 less than James, but he can do it in a time when it matters, in a big time in the game, I think he had a better night.
Yeah, but if LeBron doesn't score 30 points before that, they're not in position.
And if LeBron misses the last shot, they still lose.
But if LeBron doesn't do what he does early on, they're not in position.
That's true. But
I'm
also,
not saying
if he misses the last shot, they lose the game, and it doesn't
Correct.
matter.
Correct.
That's my
I'm
point.
not saying LeBron James is a good finisher. Clearly,
not.
he hasn't shown that he is. But he has
that
hit.
takes
He
him
has.
out of
he
competition
has hit
to be
enough-
The best player of all
He
time,
has
though.
hit. He has hit a few game winners, game tires,
Mhm.
made some plays at the
Right.
end of the game.
Right.
Right.
Okay. How many titles does he have?
0.
When he gets at least 2,
How many titles
Talk about
does Carmelo Anthony have? Carmelo Anthony,
0.
clutcher,
Yeah.
way better at
Is
the end
he
of
one?
games.
True, but is he one of the greatest players of all time? Anthony, as of now, no.
He's one of the.
Titles mean something of all time. He's one of the best right now, true, but until guys like Anthony, James, Wade's already got 2 titles. One title. Sorry, 1 title. Yeah, okay, but anyway, my point is, until those guys win multiple championships, they're not in the same league as guys like Jordan,
You're right. Carmelo.
Kobe.
He didn't win a championship. He's bad. John Stockton.
Didn't win a
Same thing.
championship.
Barkley.
Didn't win a
No,
championship.
no, not Barkley.
Didn't win a championship.
not
I'm not saying they're
Barkley,
not great
No,
players,
he's not
but
good. No.
that puts them right underneath.
Right.
Basketball is a game where one player can handle, or how do I say it, can influence the game a lot more than the other 2 big sports that we talk about. Championships mean something. Championships mean something.
They mean a lot. But
If you don't have them, or even one championship, because then at least you can put your name in the books.
because
Preferably
you
2
know
or
what
3
everyone's
at
going to
least.
say now?
What?
It's because he had Wade and Bosh.
True, you did.
Correct. Shaq had Kobe.
Yeah,
MJ had
Kobe,
Pippen.
not Kobe and, fill in the blank of another all-star at the time.
Bosh. Good player. brink of all-star. I say because there's not a lot of good quality post players.
Okay.
I'd say basically there's 2.5 between them.
2.5.
I'm sorry if Bosch ever sees this, but I'm in the majority here. Okay.
No, it's true.
You know,
But the thing is Wade is much better than Scottie Pippen was, at least in my opinion.
I say equally as good.
You say equally? I'd say Wade's better. You know, I mean, it's true that Jordan doesn't win his championships without Pippen. I agree with that. However, that being said, there was far and away MJ was the best player on his team.
Correct.
LeBron's arguably the best player on his team.
I'm not trying to compare. I'm not trying to compare LeBron to.
I'm just saying the sporting cast
MJ.
makes sense though, because all due respect, if you give, let's say you substitute Michael Jordan onto that Miami team.
He's 40.
No, I mean in his prime.
He might be 50 now. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Okay, you take primetime Jordan, put him on the Heat team last year that made it to the finals. They win in like 6 games. My opinion.
You sure MJ would even let it go 6?
I don't know. He might not.
Okay.
My point is they win it relatively easy. You know what I mean? It's just
easy. Okay.
LeBron is a very good player, but he has not lived up to the hype that everybody thinks he's gonna live up to.
So he's lived up to everything except winning championships. Is that a fair thing?
That's but that's kind of the name of the game.
So if he wins a championship, then you're gonna be LeBron, very good. Blah, blah, blah,
I'll give him credit. As far as if he wants to be in Jordan's league, he needs at least 2 or 3. But if he wins a championship, that does a lot for his opinion in my eyes. I take that back. If he does it and he's a big part of it, that's a big thing in my eyes. If he, let's say, gets hurt in the final or something, and Wade has to carry him out to another title, then I don't think so. I'm sorry.
That probably will happen.
Even if he averages like 10 points in the final series. If he averages 10 points and 15 assists, great. Then yeah, good job. You found a way to win. But if he just averages 10 points, 3-4 assists a game in the finals or whatever, no. It's 2 things. 1 is winning the title, and 2 is how you win the title. Alright, I'm sorry, but until he does something and he proves to me that he deserves it, he's not in the upper echelon of all-time players. He is right now one of the best players in the game. That's true.
The best.
Arguably, yeah. Kobe's declining.
Correct.
Kobe's declining. He probably isn't anymore.
Who's better than LeBron? The only
talent-wise, it probably is LeBron.
The only
but until he wins the
possibly
title-
Derrick Rose. Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. I think Derrick Rose is just as good as LeBron, but I think LeBron's a little bit better. But I want to get back to one thing you said right away in the video.
Yeah.
You were saying, "Oh, LeBron left the Cavs. They burned his jersey. He deserved it."
Yes.
Summer of 2010. What was LeBron James
What do you mean? What was LeBron James?
after the season?
Was it a free agent?
A what? A free agent?
Yeah.
What is it? What does that mean?
I mean, he was free to sign with whoever he wanted.
Free to sign with whoever he wanted.
But morally,
I would have thought you said. I mean, you were making it sound like free agent meant you got to sign with the same team you were.
morally though, it's
Morally.
his hometown team.
Morally.
It's where he grew up. It's where he played. People idolize the guy. I think he had a moral obligation to stay. You're right. Free agent. He was under no contract.
Moral obligation.
Moral obligation to stay.
Why?
Because it's his hometown team.
Because so if he was not from Cleveland,
then it's a little bit different.
a little bit different.
A little bit different.
Okay, you got to consider this. LeBron's lived there his whole life.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to do something different.
Okay. Then he still has to deal with the backlash that's going to come of it.
I don't think it was deserved.
That guy was pretty much given the key to the city. I understand that he had no contractual obligation, but what he meant to those people in Cleveland, I mean, he was arguably, if he would have stayed there, and let's say he plays 10, 15 years in Cleveland, even if he'd leave after his next contract, he's arguably the greatest sports figure Cleveland has ever seen. That guy he'd be like the Robin Yount of the Cleveland stands, like Yount is for the Brewers.
So
But he turned his back on them. And it's not only that he did it, it's how he did it. Yeah, let's not only leave Cleveland and disgrace them, but let's put an hour TV special that pretty much rubs their face in the dirt and then pees on them after.
Okay, but you got to think about it though. How many people watch that?
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Everyone, because that was the biggest decision probably in sports history.
And that made it even worse in Cleveland.
Why wouldn't it was easier for him to do that, answer all the questions there, than having to announce it like just like a blip on the screen. And then he'd have to answer all kinds of reporters' questions. Why don't you just get one answer out of the way?
Well, it's kind of cocky, don't you think?
Cocky?
To sit there on ESPN and be like, yeah, I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
He took his talents to South Beach.
Yeah, in a cocky way.
in a cocky way
In a very cocky way.
because he held
Rubbed Cleveland's nose.
because it was a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club. All the money went to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, he can hide behind things like that. Fact of the matter is, it's all about him. It's all about his ego. It's all about ways to stuff his ego, and that's what he does. And that's what that TV special did.
So how would you have handled it? Say you're LeBron. If you're LeBron,
I would have done it the way everybody else does it. If I would be leaving, and first of all, I would not have left. I would be still in Cleveland. If I was him, yeah.
Really? So if you're
Go down with the ship.
if
Don't
you're
abandon.
playing for the Bucks,
Yeah.
and you know that he tried to get Chris Bosh, he tried to get Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
They didn't want to come to play in Cleveland. You're trying to get some of the best players to come play for Milwaukee. They don't want to.
Yeah.
You don't know if you probably don't have a good shot of winning there.
Would I leave? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I'd stay.
Maybe
I'd
because
stay.
you're different personalities.
Maybe, and I mean, it's pretty obvious we're different personalities. We feel differently about things. But I'd stay because I'd rather go down with the ship knowing I did everything I could to help my city out rather than be the traitor. And that's what he is now. That is what he is now.
Traitor, because he played out his contract.
He turned his back on his own
played
people.
out his contract.
Yeah, true. But what
And
you don't
He
understand...
was free to sign with... He could have signed with the Bucks for crying out loud. He could have signed anywhere he wanted to.
No,
And
I agreed. Like, contractually, I agree with you. But there's a moral obligation there. Whether you like it or not, there's a moral whether he likes it or not, there's a moral obligation there. Those people are your people. Those people will follow you. Those people...
Joe Schmo lives and works in Cleveland.
Yeah.
What
Huge
does
fan.
LeBron owe to Joe Schmo? Because
It's the
Joe
city.
Schmo watches him.
It's the city.
Because Joe Schmo flips
It's
on the
the
telly.
city.
Oh, LeBron
Joe
dunks.
Schmo is an individual?
LeBron.
No. But Joe Schmo is a member of the Cleveland sports family? Yeah, definitely.
Sports family. Sports is a business. Sport. Okay, and
There's
one more
to
thing.
it
One
than
more
that,
thing.
man. There's more to it than
LeBron's best friend.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade. Do you
Yeah.
not agree?
that. Yeah, probably.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is so bad about LeBron saying, you know what? I just want to have fun. You know, I want to play with my friends.
He's still turning his back
I want
on
to play
his
with my
people.
buddy.
He's still turning his back on his people.
Turning his back on his people.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he left
Because
them.
they didn't surround him with good enough talent.
Okay, well, wait it out and talk to management.
Wait it
And
out?
try to get more players there.
Wait it out. You look at someone like Kevin Garnett in Minnesota. He waited out.
Okay,
You know
but
what I bet
Garnett
happened?
spent like 10 years there.
You know what I bet
If
happened?
James wants another contract, and then by that contract they don't do it, then if he has like 10, 12 years in there,
Exactly.
that's fine. That is fine.
Okay.
But 6 years, that's all. 6 years, that's all I did.
LeBron,
No, that's 30
LeBron
years.
doesn't want to take that risk of waiting to win a championship. He wants to win it now.
And how did he do last year? Good job, LeBron.
They got to the finals.
And they lost it.
Yeah, but they
Second
got to the
place is
finals.
first loser, my
No
friend.
way they get to the finals with that Cleveland team. One more thing.
They got to it.
When they
Finals with the
lost to
Cleveland
when
team,
they lost to
I'll tell you that
Boston in 2010, spring
Yeah.
2010.
Okay.
Garnett was talking to him for like 30 seconds. I'm willing to bet everything in my wallet, everything I own. He said, LeBron, if I had to do it over again, I would have left Minnesota 5 years earlier.
Okay.
Because he wanted. Sure,
If
Kevin
you would've
Garnett
done
won
that-
it.
But Garnett is arguably the best, well, maybe not the best, but one of the best players in Timberwolves history. And he will be
Same
remembered
with LeBron.
fondly. He will be remembered fondly because he
Yes.
spent like a decade there.
Did he
LeBron-
win them a ring?
No, that's
No.
true. That's true. However, that being said, they still look at him and go, you know what? You gave it a lot. You gave it more than
Oh,
ample
little
time.
Johnny, good job.
No,
Oh. How is that fair to?
you deserve.
How is that fair
The
to-
fan base deserves something. The fan
Something?
base deserves something. They deserve some loyalty. And you know what? You don't get it. They don't get. LeBron did not give it to him.
What do the fans give to LeBron?
They pay for his contract for one.
They pay for him, right? Because there's a high demand for him.
And there's-
They're willing to.
And there's a thing. There's a certain amount of loyalty for an organization that's willing to draft you, and then let
They
you
had
play
the
there.
first pick.
Yeah,
They
and they
were.
took him.
We were willing to draft you, LeBron, with the first number one overall
There's a
pick.
connection there, though. For every player that gets drafted, there's a connection. Now, it's different if the team says, yeah, we don't want you, because then you're free to go. But, I don't know. I still feel like he owes the city of Cleveland something. He owes, maybe not Dan Gilbert, because Dan Gilbert's a douche, but to be honest with you, as far as the organization goes, I think he owes him something. I really do. I feel like he turned his back on the team. And if I am a Cavs fan, which I'm not, by the way, I'd be really upset. If this was in Milwaukee, if we had a guy who was born in Milwaukee and did this for the Bucks, you know, he was like the best, supposedly the best player in the league, and, you know, he turned his back on us, I would not be a fan of him anymore. I guarantee you that. I would not be a fan of him anymore. That's me. And I know, and just from you and I individually, I hold grudges more than you do. So that kind of...
We had in our discussion here, we're running out of time, but